As we know, two of the victims of yesterday's shooting in Gilroy, children. It can be difficult for all of us, but especially for other children. So joining me today is Dr. Michael Anderson. Thank you so much for coming in. You're the president of UCSF Benioff Children's Hospitals and professor and vice chair of pediatrics at UCSF. First of all, thank you for coming in the day after this tragedy. It must hit very close to home for you.
Oh, it really does. I mean, you can feel the grief and the anger and the sorrow throughout the hospital, really throughout the city, that why did this happen again?
Right.
And the senseless act of harming children. I mean, it just makes no sense.
So for the children who may be hearing about this, it's hard to escape it, hearing about it on the news. Everyone's talking about it. How do we even begin to talk to our children? I assume it depends on how much they can really understand.
Yeah, great point. I think first and foremost, we do need to acknowledge our own feelings, because so many of us are angry or sorrowful over this. So first, acknowledge your feelings. The second, as you point out, it's going to depend on the age of the child or the developmental stage, but just be patient and open. Younger kids may want to draw or not talk about it. Older kids want details and to talk so deeply about it. The second bit of advice our psychologists say is really talk about safety. Don't minimize the child's concerns, but say, you know what? Mommy and daddy are here every day to keep you safe. Think about how the schools are here to keep you safe. Think about the brave men and women from the police and EMS that responded. They're all here to keep you safe. So it's not diminishing the child's perspective, but it really is saying there's a lot of people here that are working to keep you safe every day. And the third, you're right, that the news is saturating these poor kids. We recommend limiting the exposure to just the bare minimum, if at all, and try and keep kids in a routine. Let's make sure that we're having dinner or doing the normal things that we do during a beautiful summer day.
Yeah, but I assume some kids may say, but you know, the poor kid who was killed, they couldn't be kept safe.
Yeah.
If your kid is really exhibiting signs of being afraid and anxiety, are there other steps to help calm them down?
There really are. First, once again, patience and listening, and with time, hopefully those children start to realize, oh yeah, I'm still safe and my family's here to take care of me. There are kids we worry about, though, kids that have previously been traumatized, so God forbid there's a child that has experienced violence in the past and now are re-exposed to this. Kids whose behavior really changes dramatically. They've lost interest in what they're doing, their appetite has changed, they're exhibiting significant anxiety, more than normal, then that's the time you have to see your pediatrician or a mental health professional, because that rare kid probably is going to need some serious help.
Yeah, start to intervene at that point.
Exactly.
What if they just don't want to go to other festivals, events? They're scared to go out in those public places.
Yeah, it's a real quagmire, right? Because you want to show them it is safe and we're here to keep you safe. I don't think I'd push kids for several weeks on things. If they just want to take some time and realize that their home is safe and they're doing okay. But then I think you really do have to get kids back into a routine, right? There's a difference between the possibility of it happening and the probability that it's going to happen. That's very difficult for a young child to understand. But I think getting kids back into a routine where we can go to the movies, we can go to school, we can go to a festival, I think that's what parents have to work towards.
Okay, so let them reset, but then baby steps getting back out there.
Exactly.
Doctor, thank you so much for coming in and giving us some insight as we all try to cope with this tragedy.
My pleasure.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.